No long intros, no advertisements. I'm Shield Maiden, and I'm gonna get you through the last wish. First, you're gonna enter the humongous doorway. After a voice line triggers, look to the left to see a column rotating to reveal a path to enter the Ahamkara's lair. Follow the path up to an area where it seems to end. Look around to find stones you can jump up to, and you're just gonna keep doing that until you kind of see the path forward. There's gonna be a bridge, and you will eventually see a set of doors, and that is where Kalli the Corrupted is. The first encounter, Kalli the Corrupted. Do not stand on the plates or enter the middle section until your fire team is ready to go. With that being said, in this encounter, you'll want to count the plates that have the same symbols that are around the middle sunken layer of the arena. Each of the 3 symbols will have 2 plates, so every single fire team member should grab a plate. The plates are divided into 3 sections. Stand on the section that does not have the taken goop. It'll change 3 times and then a knight will spawn. Kill the knight and then head to the middle of the arena for DPS. There are 3 phases to DPS. In between each damage phase, she will emit a wipe mechanic, and the only way to survive is to head into the safe rooms directly under her when the doors open. The doors will close behind you, she will activate the wipe mechanic, and then the doors will reopen for you to continue doing damage. Only one person can be in a safe room at a time, so plan accordingly or troll your fire team, do what you will. Kalli takes extra precision damage, so running well with Tractor and linear fusions with burst damage supers work really well here. Shiro Chi, the Corrupted. Make sure you have roles sorted before you enter this encounter. There's a puzzle aspect that's easier to manage when you have specific roles given. This encounter moves up 3 stories total, so the best thing to do is move through as quickly as possible. Once everyone is rallied, group up at the door, because it won't open until the entire fire team is there. You only have 4 minutes per floor, so move and kill adds as quickly as possible. Have 3 guardians run to and stand at the plates around Shiro Chi. When the prisms become active, which you'll know because you'll be able to interact with it, grab it and jump up onto the plate. Aim the prism at the guardian on the plate to your right. This will take your health down, but will bring down Shiro Chi's shield so that you can damage her. Tractor with shotgun, swords, and burst damage supers also work really well here. Repeat this process until you're in a room with 9 plates to stand on. For this puzzle room, the strategy that works for us is as follows. Before the encounter starts, we assign numbers 1 through 4. There are 3 walls with a symbol that is incomplete, and it is your job to complete it by standing on the plate. You look at the walls from left to middle to right. While facing the left wall, the top left plate is 1 and the bottom right plate is 9. You'll want to stand on the plates that mimic the open slots on the symbol. The person assigned number 1 will stand on the first open plate, number 2 on the second, and so on and so forth. Everyone should jump on their plates at the same time, because standing on the plates damages you over time. Speed is the answer, people. If that wasn't hard enough for you, you also can't stand on the same plate twice. It's helpful for the ad clear people to be ready to hop in, or swap with the number person if you can make it quick. Again, do not stand on the plates until you're ready to complete the puzzle. After all 3 symbols are complete, carefully jump up the rotating half spheres to get to the next level. You're basically just repeating this process 2 more times before you get to Shiro Chi's final damage phase, and the encounter ends when you win the fight against the Corrupted. Morgeth, the Spire Keeper. This encounter is relatively simple. It helps to have 3 people on left and 3 people on right. 2 people on each side will be picking up the taken strength, and 1 person will be killing the Eye of Riven. The Eye of Riven drops the cleansing orb for people who get locked down by Morgeth. Use your grenade button to cleanse your fire team members. You cannot hold more than 2 stacks of strength though, otherwise you'll die. The last taken strength will be in the same position as the first, which is in front of Morgeth. Once that essence is taken, move to the back of Morgeth, drop a well on the stairs, and deal damage to his back. His back is bulbous and takes crit damage, so a well with linear fusion rifles and burst damage supers are the way to go. The Vault. This encounter requires a bit more memory and coordination than any encounter so far. There are 3 rooms, not including the middle area with the plates. They are distinguishable by what's in them: tree room, rock room, and stairs room. At any given time, 2 of the 3 rooms will be closed. There are, however, back hallways that connect all 3 rooms. The middle area has 3 plates that are positioned in front of each of the rooms. When all the plates are stood on, guardians are able to see 3 symbols in front of them. Taking turns, call out the middle symbol and see which side that symbol is on for one of the other plate people. This is important because which side the symbol is on dictates whether the plate is penumbra, which is left, or antumbra, which is right. For example, I'm standing on my plate, and I see my middle symbol is a two-headed snake. McBaron calls out that two-headed snake is on his right, so rock plate is Antumbra. McBaron then calls out that his middle symbol is seaweed fish. Zem then calls out that his seaweed fish is on his right. Zem then calls out his middle symbol, the W snake, which I see is on my left. This means that both tree and rock plates are Antumbra, and stair plate, which is my plate, is Penumbra. When you're done reading the plates, you go back to your rooms and kill the Eye of Riven. When you do this, it'll drop a taken essence with either Penumbra or Antumbra and a timer. You have a minute and a half to navigate back to the plates and dunk on the plate with the essence that matches the callouts earlier. The essence you pick up is completely random also. For example, I picked up a taken essence Antumbra and I dunked it on the tree plate. Zem picked up taken essence Penumbra and dunked it on the stairs plate. Once all the plates have been dunked on, repeat the process 2 more times to complete the encounter. Riven of 1,000 Voices legit. This encounter, when done legit, is challenging but rewarding. To start, everyone will stand on a plate. You'll fall slowly while watching Riven wake up. It's definitely a sight to see. Each side has a door, so the team should be split 3 and 3. Follow the path through the door and into the arena room. It's going to be the same on both sides. One team will call out that they have Riven first. They should hold off on doing anything except killing ads and staying alive until the other team says they have cleansed. I'll explain that in a minute. When it's time, the initial Riven team will stun Riven by doing damage to the mouth or tentacle, and then call out which eyes are glowing. Feel free to pause the video here to study the eye chart. The other team will be cleansing a symbol before Riven shows up. Kill the Eye of Riven, collect the taken essence, and call out what symbol you see. There should be a stack of 5 in front of the Ascendant lens. Have someone stand behind and look through the Ascendant lens to direct you where the symbol is located on the ground. The only person who is going to be able to see the symbol is the one behind the lens. Once there, use your grenade button to cleanse the symbol and let the Riven team know that it's time to stun. Riven, after being stunned, will then go to the symbol team to bother them instead. Deal damage to Riven's mouth until she starts to close it, then shoot the correct eyes that the other team told you were glowing. Once this rotation has been completed and Riven slinks away, both teams should take the elevator at the back of the rooms to the next floor. This process will be done 2 total times before you reach the final floor. Side note, might be a little niche, but if one team goes up the elevator while the other team is finishing the floor, if you wait at the elevator, you're able to give your fire team more time. Every little bit of knowledge helps. Once you're on the 3rd level, which is actually where you started to begin with, Riven will rotate between the 4 stages. For 3 of the stages, stun Riven again by shooting the mouth or tentacle. Take note of the eyes that are glowing as well. By the 3rd stage, you should have 6 total eyes called out, and then on the 4th stage, you're going to deal damage to Riven's mouth until she starts to close it, and then shoot all 6 of the eyes. It helps to have people call out which eyes they will be shooting. Right after you shoot the eyes, stand on the plates again to descend and do more damage to Riven. You'll do this by shooting Riven's weak points on the way down. This is considered one entire phase. Repeat this until Riven only has 10% of health left. Once that happens, the entire team will be teleported to the Ascendant Plane, where at least one person needs to make it to the top and enter the taken portal. Once someone goes through the portal, everyone is teleported back to Riven, where everyone will shoot her mouth until she releases a beam of light and reveals a path through her mouth. Run into the belly of the beast and destroy the taken blight inside. Man, I really wish there was a better way to describe all this. Riven of 1,000 Voices, the cheese. Basically, the left side of the room where you stand on the plates is where the door is to go see if Riven is there. All 6 players should make their way to that room. You'll know if Riven is coming if there's a shadow on the stage wall. If there is no shadow, you'll walk back out to the room prior to the arena and stand against the far right wall until you see joining allies. When you've landed, follow the path to the other room and kill ads. When Riven shows up, pop a well on the left side of the pillar, close to Riven's foot, and then proceed to do all but that 10% of health. To do this, we usually have 1 to 2 wells, vortex blade swords or lament, and tractor cannon or tether. Tractor cannon lasts longer, so we tend to use that instead. Short burst damage supers that do not roam are also totally viable. The hitbox on the eyes is insanely big and roaming supers will be attracted to them immediately. This means no blade barrage, nova bomb, pyrogale cones of fire, etc. You will then be teleported to the Ascendant Plane where you have to get to the top portal and finish damaging Riven as normal. Queen's Walk. The final step, the very last encounter, is bringing Riven's beating heart back to the freed Techians for cleansing. This encounter will have you backtracking through the vault encounter to reach the conclusion of the last wish. The heart will choose a random fire team member to begin the encounter. This changes after each wipe or restart and is always RNG based on who the game will pick as the heart carrier. This requires each fire team member to be versed on the steps to get through this. This encounter is heavily reliant on ad clear and playing your life. At no point is there going to be an instance where you need to hold on to your super. So well and bubble really don't apply here. Machine guns and rockets are really viable for ad clear on a larger scale. Trinity Eagle also works well, as the enemies are taken and the Centurions are arced up. Once the team is rallied and ready to go, Riven's Chosen will interact and pick up the heart. Once the heart is picked up, the carrier will need to run forward out of the heart cavern, through Riven's mouth, and down into the boss room. Carriers will be given the Fate's Chosen timed debuff. Starting from 10 seconds, the buff will count down, and at 0, the carrier will be sucked into the heart. Once the carrier is sucked in, a new carrier will be chosen right away. After the initial Chosen is pulled in, Fate's Chosen will extend to 15 seconds. Non-chosen fire team members need to be careful not to stray too close to the carrier as they count down from 10. When the timer ends, the heart will drop and pulse 3 times. During those few seconds, the heart can pull additional guardians in alongside the carrier if they're close enough. At the same time, Fate's Chosen is a large AoE that protects the rest of the fire team from creeping darkness. It acts similar to Stacks of Greed. When the count reaches 10, you will die. So ensure your communication is on point to keep pace with the carrier and cleanse yourself of the creeping darkness. This is the main mechanic to keep track of during the Queen's Walk. Once you've been pulled into the heart, you'll be at the very center of a small arena. Outside of the arena platform is Taken Blight that will damage you over time, and kill you quickly if you stray too far. At the same time, Thrall, Scions, Acolytes, and Sword-bearing Knights will spawn in to assault those on the platform. Again, play your life and work on killing the Knights and Acolytes first, as they can be the biggest threat if unattended. Within the heart, an Orb of Taken Strength will spawn in, 1 per person inside the heart. This orb refreshes the carrier's Fate's Chosen buff, so make sure you're listening and communicating with the carrier and grabbing the orb at 5 or 3 seconds remaining to extend the amount of time between the carrier changes. It's best if the initial carrier, the first one sucked into the heart, is always the last player to pick up the Taken Strength to refresh the Fate's Chosen buff. Juggling the heart, you'll move out of Riven's mouth to the left of the room where the enemies are spawning. Pushing from room to room, you'll finally reach the vault room. You'll need to locate which side of the room is open, as 2 of the doors, and always the stairs door, will be blighted off by the Taken. Trees or rocks will alternate each run as to which is open. Once you've pushed into the open room, you'll need to find the open corridor and run back through the other 2 rooms. So, for instance, if trees is open, you'll find the tunnel that leads to rocks and then move through the tunnel that connects rocks to stairs. You'll eventually reach the open drop-down within the center of the stairs room. Before dropping, either ensure Fate's Chosen has been refreshed or wait for the next carrier to take over, as the drop to the end is very long. Upon landing, you'll run up the stairs behind you toward a curled statue of Riven and the 2 Techians. Interact with the heart cauldron and you'll dunk it. The last wish is finally fulfilled, and you can descend the stairs to loot any one of the available chests for your final loot drop. Good luck on getting 1,000 voices. If you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends. Okay, bye!